Finally, I'd like to welcome Professor Nancy Padian to the podium. I'm proud to say that Professor Padian is a founding faculty affiliate of SIGA and a member of our faculty advisory board. She's an internationally recognized expert on HIV and STI prevention and a professor of epidemiology in the UC Berkeley School of Public Health. For 25 years, Dr. Padian has developed and directed a range of reproductive and sexual health studies for women and girls, all of which focus on female empowerment as a strategy to reduce risk for HIV and STIs. She was the principal investigator of the only phase 3 randomized controlled trial to determine the effect of female-controlled HIV prevention methods in South Africa and Zimbabwe. She's also studying the impacts of agricultural subsidies on women's health in Tanzania, a project that attempts to reduce gender-based violence in India, and a conditional cash transfer program for Latino girls and boys in San Francisco. Under Dr. Padian's direction, several members of her Berkeley research group are also focusing on the impacts of women's and girls' empowerment, including some of Megan Dunbar's work in Zimbabwe that we'll hear about shortly. It's a great pleasure to welcome Nancy to the event.
Thanks, Ted. I'd like to extend my welcome to everyone in the audience and just give you a little bit of my perspective on SIGA and TED. It seems like we're all talking about TED. And that is, I think I'm a very good counterpart to TED. And I am one of the founding members of SIGA, but you'll notice that in his introductory remarks, when he was talking about returns to investments on girls and anti-poverty, we need to do a better job linking that to health. And that's where I come in. I come to SIGA, which is primarily a group, although not exclusively, of economists and people who think about development from health. I came to women's empowerment from HIV, from reproductive outcomes. And in fact, what drew me to SIGA to begin with was, as Ted mentioned, a randomized control study, is the need for rigorous evaluations. I think that that's first and foremost. We only know what works. We only know what makes a difference by evaluations. So it was evaluations that drew me to this group. But what I love about it is, in fact, that as you could see in the Nike, I'm not sure, was it a Nike video? Yes. in the video that we saw as an introduction, what SIGA provides by this interdisciplinary approach is the inextricable link between development and health, and bidirectionally. Risk factors for development impact on health. Health improves development. And I think that you will see a lot of talks today that really focus on that intersection. I just want to close with one thing related to empowerment that we're not going to focus on today, but it is something that is important to my group and by extension to SIGA and I hope to UC Berkeley, and that is a focus on training women scholars in other countries. The idea being we want to empower women to empower other women in their own countries. And I think that's something that you can look forward to hearing more about in the future. Well, thank you, and I hope that you enjoy the day. And now I think I turn it over to Tamina.